coming from JUCO, it's kind of a quick transition. Although it's a little easier from high school because you've been going against guys who aren't 16, 17 years old, going against grown men. So I think Kelby will be, by the time the season comes, I think he'll be ready. But that's the way it is for all of us. Coach K was telling us last night, day 4, we're not ready to win a championship yet. But the expectation by day 30, we will be ready. So I think it's very important for everybody to come out and just work hard and become championship caliber offensive linemen.
When you talk about, we touched on Klusman a little earlier, but he's a guy who's been in the program for a few years, but we don't know much about him. He missed the spring. Do you think he could possibly be a starting center in the ACC?
I think TC can. I think this is the biggest jump for anybody. For me, going from my redshirt freshman to my redshirt sophomore year. Second and third year is the biggest jump that you make, aside from freshman and sophomore year for obvious reasons, because when you're a freshman you don't know what's going on. But this is when you really establish the attitude. Your expectations are a lot higher. Your confidence really comes, and I could definitely see TC one day being a starting center. But the competition is going to be really good. It's really good right now because Tobias and they're working just as hard. So these guys are going to push each other. I don't know who's going to be the starter. I don't even know who's going to be the starter day 1 this season at center. So it's all up to the coaches. But it's good to see the competition bring out the best in guys, and you see him having fun out there. TC is, you kind of see his mean streak developing a little bit. He's biting out there. So
does that come naturally to him, or is that something that he's had to kind of force himself to become that?
It's one of those things. I would say even for a lot of guys, it doesn't come naturally. For me, I was pretty timid coming out of high school. I was never mean. I like to think football gave me a little bit more of a temper on the field, but you have to be able to cut that switch off the field. But you have to develop that as an offensive lineman, or you're not going to be successful. You're going to be aggressive enough. And you can really see it coming with these young guys. Their attitudes are really getting in the right mindset. And it's nothing out of hand. It's just you just have to have a little mean streak.
That's something that Klenakis has helped instill. Maybe a little bit of that nasty streak.
Without a doubt, he has. He stresses it every day. He wants everybody to be mean out there. Because when you're like that, it looks good. It looks good on film. You look like a physical offensive line, and you have bad intentions, and you're able to play at a high level. So Coach Klenakis stresses that every single day.
You're a nice guy, though. How do you become mean?
You just kind of flip the switch. You got to be honest with yourself out here, and your emotions can't get the best of you. So you have to be able to control it. Going out of high school, I don't think I could even smush a fly. But you grow up, you become tougher, and it just becomes a part of you. And one of the biggest blessings that you get from football is you become a man. You're really able to stand your ground, and you learn a lot about yourself. So, I didn't have a temper when I got here. On the field, everybody kind of lets them fly a little bit, but that's part of it. And you have to have that if you want to be aggressive and you want to attack people.
Do you think this is going to be a more physical line than last year?
I would say so. It's the same guys. We're just a year older. We want to be a year better and make some serious strides from last year. I wouldn't say that we performed to the best of our ability last year. At times, there were flashes of it for sure, but we're really focusing on being more consistent and more physical every day out there.
And that's part of the coaching that kind of instills the toughness and physicality.
Well, all coaches do that. Coach Strong did that. Coach Borbs did that. It's more so a matter of us being a year older, a year wiser maybe, whatever it may be. We just have a whole nother year to work on it and just get better.
You were talking about having to be physical. I've been asking this question of everybody. Charles Gaines never shuts up. On the field, off the field, in the locker room. Is that a good thing?
It's a good thing. He gets the juices pumping for everybody, so he brings a lot of energy on the field and off the field. When you're in the locker room in camp especially, you have to really be able to compartmentalize your brain in such a way where you focus on football at times, and then you have to take your mind off it at times as well. Although for the most part, our mind's on it. So CJ, he really injects that jolt of energy into everybody. he's a funny guy too. So you like to hear him talk. You like to hear him joke around.
What does he say to the receivers all the way out there? Or can you even hear?
I don't know. I can't hear, and if I did, I probably wouldn't be able to tell you. So
If I asked you guard or center, you would tell me whatever helps the team. But like, what position suits your game the best?
It just depends. It doesn't. Center and guard aren't too much different.
Yeah.
You play the interior part of the line. Center, you're a little closer to nose guard. It's a little easier to pass block. Guard, you're a little farther away, so it's a little easier to run block. I wouldn't say my game is better suited for either one. It's easy to sit here and give the generic answers. I'm going to do whatever the team wants to do best for me. But I don't think either one suits me better than the other. I think I would say I'm probably a little better in the run game than I am in the pass game. But at the same time, you just really have to go out there and just get better. It's one of those things I'd have to look back on and say I was a better center than a guard, or I was a better guard than center.
But if you played this Monday night, what is a better position for this team to give them the better chance to win right now? For you, do you feel like?
It just depends. The coaches have me at center right now, so I would say that's what they feel is best right now. But at the same time, I don't know. 3 days I might be playing guard, so it really just depends on what they want.